Well, I wanted to welcome you to a different video in a way. Today I'm gonna do an analogy video comparing the streets of Bolivia over here over here on the streets of Barcelona, and let's see what conclusion or what can actually this is gonna be kind of like an example. I really like this street, not just because it represents the name of my country, but I think it exemplifies what our country is currently going through. As you can see, there's a lot of little houses. They're located with some sort of organization, not like in Bolivia, because Bolivia is a free-for-all game. You can build your house anywhere, which brings a lot of problems with, I'm pretty sure back in the 80s over here, they had a lot of fucking problems. Talking about specifically that subject, right? I'm trying not to die over here. Another problem that I see is very problematic in my country is that more than 80% of the population have works, but they don't pay taxes. A little example of this is like the people we're gonna see right now. They collect garbage to make a living, but I mean, and then as Bolivians we wonder why things don't work in our country. Imagine that if only 15% of the population has to carry the rest of the country on their back, doesn't make much sense at all, you know. Obviously there's beautiful stuff like this as well, which is hidden just like in my country. But as you walk through our country, you start hitting stuff like this, like places that don't actually go anywhere. See? But you have other stuff like that that actually promote what do you call this shit? We have a lot of heritage that is actually hidden within our nation. But the sad part is that a lot of groups of people have left the country because of the economical difficulties. One example that is really sad is actually the Jewish community. As you can see, those are wonderful people that wherever they go, they ground themselves and they build a community. Not many people know, but actually Bolivia was one of the few or only places in South America that opened its borders to Jewish people back in the World War, back when the Holocaust was going on. So, in my point of view, I actually think that Bolivia should be kind of like the biggest place where Jewish people habitate, but because of the hardships that I was talking about before, they actually show that they actually move countries. They move away to cities like Buenos Aires. Many of them moved to Brazil, and a bunch of them, others went to New York. So yeah, that's the sad reality. We have a beautiful country, but if you actually think about it, like since the so-called independence from Spain, nothing has actually been done. And it kind of explains the reasons why we fought a war that lasted almost 16 years, which eventually crippled the economic situation of the so-called forefathers of the nation. But after that, if you think about it, the end of that war was in 1816. So as you can see, clear example, it says Bolivia, but it becomes something else. Just exactly like what happens in Indonesia, you know? So I was saying, when you have this type of constructions at the same time since 1816, if you make the count numbers, it has approximately 300, almost 300 years have gone by, and people have actually not done anything. And when I say people, I mean the government. How can you explain something that we're so proud about our revolution, but you cannot fix something as basic as the limitations of departments, states, municipalities, or even cities, which is something that at the very moment we can see is creating a lot of issues, because people actually don't know where their city starts, where it ends. Everything has been nationalized in a very weird and stupid manner, thinking that nationalization of the country could actually be a good thing, but if you only do it well. A good example of that is the post office in Bolivia. They nationalize it, but if you want to send something over there, there's actually no organization and no deliveries at the moment. It takes at least 3 or 4 months to get actualized and on receiving the package, And one nice example about this, I'll talk in a minute. What we have. Yes, a shop. As many or not too many people know, we have a very country that has a lot of national resources. In other words, we could actually be living like in Saudi Arabia and other places with all the resources that we have, but we don't do anything. And we had We had stupid political leaders, so much so that Bolivia was the second biggest national. I mean, Bolivia has the second biggest national resource of natural gas, which many people don't know. But actually, Argentina, throughout the years, have been acquiring and buying a lot of gas. And like any other commercial institution, they started buying tons and tons of natural gas. But they were very smart, and they saved it all, and they created this company that actually has the Bolivian name, which is YPFB, Yacimientos Petrolíferos Fiscales Bolivianos, YPFB. But in Argentina they call it YPF. And our lovely president actually decided to condone the national debt that they had because they bought all of those resources. But the president just said, don't worry, we can actually live with that. We have a lot. Don't even think about it. And yeah, they never paid off the debt. But now they are actually in numbers. They have become the second country with the biggest resources of that type of resource. You know, it might seem that I'm rambling, but when it comes to stuff like that, like, you know, the really touch home, it makes you think of the stupid decisions that the many governments that have gone through have done in the past, and actually never thought about progress. It's a good example right now. You can see this little house. Probably was a business back in the 80s. But at the same time, you have a lovely building at front, which is mostly the work of private institutions, private developers. So the contrast, you can actually see a great contrast on this subject. But this is the contrast that I want you to see. See, on one hand you have modernity, progress, but at the same time you have something like that in the middle. Actually, they try to keep things to remember of the past they had. Another thing that many people and governments don't do in our country. They surely but slowly have been erasing our history, trying to change the rhetoric, and at the same time, you know, trying to impose a new point of view, if you could say that. But I always thought that if you really wanted to know about a certain country, and you have to read, obviously take a history lesson or two, but actually read and watch documentaries on the country, because there's something very special about my country, which probably a lot of people say the same thing about theirs, but many people who visit the country actually, I would dare to say that at least 95% of them, they always fell in love with the country and a little bit more with the people, because we have a distinct character. We're very open, we're very friendly. Even though many on the international aspect, they don't know pretty much shit about us, because we have to admit it, we are in the eyes of the world. But most of the time we get labeled as a Latino American country, which I really fucking hate. Or even sometimes they have the idea that we spend our time on the beach drinking margaritas with palm trees and monkeys, which is ironic. Look, there's a monkey right there. But people don't actually know that the Amazon forest only takes part of 7.7% of Bolivia. So yes, there's hot weather. There's the lovely monkey. There's hot weather, but it's not even 10% of what we are, you know. To anyone else watching, I have to say that we get confused. We as Bolivians, if any Bolivian is watching this, we need to get more out there. We need to represent what our country really is. I understand that most people want to, or are very leaning towards, you know, the outside, what the different stuff. Everybody wants to fucking travel to Miami. They want to go to the typical island that is popular at the moment. But keeping the percentages that I was talking about before, I'm pretty sure that it doesn't even get to 15%, the amount of people that actually have trouble within our country. Most people really strive to go out and visit other places, which I understand, which is good. But we really need to visit more of our beautiful land. And to conclude what I was saying, the irony is that we're just some random Hispanic Americans living in the middle of the mountains, trying to go forward with stuff, and just having llamas as pets, which is ironic, but it happens, you know. And since I'm not gonna cut this video out, I'm just gonna try to repeat what I said. I said we are some random Hispanic American kids living in the middle of the mountains, trying to enjoy life with llamas as pets. And to anyone who wants to or has the idea to visit the country, you have to visit all three regions. The eastern part, which is the Altiplano, which is lovely, high mountains. The middle part, the valleys, the more colonial type of deal, which in my opinion actually includes parts of Cochabamba, Sucre, and Tarija. And then you have the far west with the lowlands, with the beautiful Santa Cruz de la Sierra, which lately has become like the economical and cultural place of Bolivia, which is, you know, the hot part, the humid one. So if you really want to understand our country, which I think you should, that part, the warm part, involves three states or three departments, which is El Beni, Santa Cruz, y Pando in the far north. And El Alto, or the east, actually implies the departments of Oruro, Potosí, and La Paz. So yeah, anybody who really wants to visit that, you should do it. We're gonna see another example of, you know, how things resemble my beautiful country. We have over here very nice building. Then for some reason you stumble into this old constructions. Here. This is exactly what I was talking about. I don't know if there's plans to open this street in the future, because they're building skyscrapers and offices right now. But yeah, you can't actually go anywhere. So we gotta continue and walk around until we find the place. See, the last time I came through this street, those houses, and this complete lot was actually empty. In a way, it exemplifies what I was saying before. That even though there's a lot of things wrong with the nation at the moment, there's also a lot of people that actually do a lot for our country. They make unthinkable, how do you call this? The contrast. Now what I was trying to say is that there's actually a lot of people that make a lot of effort to stay in the country, and those people actually I would call real Bolivians, because as clearly in the region, most of the people that actually get to make some money or make some investments and get better with their personal, progress. The majority, to not say all of them, the first thought that comes to mind is, it's time to move out of the country. I should definitely invest all of the money, all of the resources that I have, and just fucking move outside, which is sad, because in a way,
Lo ves así, pero espérate que ya viene.
in a way, it represents the loss of settling a better future. All the effort that many generations have done in the country, and try to settle, the building stones for the generations that actually have gotten here. Most of them, I don't want to say, it's kind of sad to say, but I think they were built in vain, because a lot of people have actually put all of their life efforts into that, thinking about the future. But at the moment, the majority of them actually don't really care, or don't really apport anything to our beautiful nation, which is sad. But I'm pretty sure there's still people, new young people, I want to say, that still fight and have a decent, Jesus Christ, they have a decent understanding and a vision or where the country should be. The only problem is that most of those people are actually disappearing very fast, and as you know, a country evolves with time, and it becomes something different than what it actually is or what it actually was, and that's something that I really fucking hate. I hope we change and do something about it before it's too late. See this contrast? Fucking love the contrast. Beautiful building, old industrial one, but don't take my words as as an example of what I'm trying to say. It's not only about looks. That building over there represents the future, but this ugly piece of shit, it doesn't actually it might look bad or it might look good, but what I'm saying is that that was the foundation of this fucking, this fucking city. A lot of people had to move away from what they had, and they work many hours to, in other words, whatever you see at the moment, wherever you are, that's why I think I like to take random walks across the city, is that everything that you're seeing right now is not like that just by chance. There's so many illusions, so many dreams, so many hardships of all of the people that have actually worked, die over. So in a sense, I think people take it for granted. They don't appreciate what our forefathers or all this generation have actually done for us. There's this well, modern society actually, to the opinion that once you exist, you disappear and nothing else matters, which I think is really sad, fable, and at the same time very stupid too. Very stupid, because we're losing a lot of stuff. It's getting so bad that actually what someone would consider a Bolivian back in the days, nowadays is very blurry. Obviously things change and evolve, and there's new waves, new understandings, new points of views, which is great. Everybody should have the freedom to be whoever they want to be, to express themselves however they want to express themselves. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I don't get the connection between being Bolivian and trying so hard to become fucking Korean or liking K-pop or and to people that actually do, I have nothing against you. I'm just talking in a general sense, saying that we have lost our identity in a way, but it's something that we can actually fix. I think we are in a very crucial time in our history. And actually, I think exactly that, we have time. So to anyone else watching, just reflect on that, Okay, now I'm gonna just shut up and let you enjoy what, in my opinion, should be what, like they said in my wet dreams, what Bolivia is and what Bolivia should be, strive to be. I'm gonna show you this part, and I'm just gonna fucking shut up because I talk too much. But from this point on, enjoy whatever you see, whatever you observe. I'm gonna pretty much tell you that this 100% should be how Bolivia ends, or how it evolves,
Edgar se ha quedado tirado este año como tantas veces.
of nowhere, we just reached the the wet and humid Bolivia that I was talking about. That's beautiful. It does really smell like Santa Cruz and the Amazon forest. See? This place reminds me 100% of my country. It could be just because of the name, obviously. Or maybe I'm homesick, or who knows. Anyways, I wanted to make a special shout out to Gabo Moore, and also my friend from Finland, Finoa. In a way, I was making this video especially for you guys, so you can actually hear me rumble about my fucking country. But at the same time, to anyone else watching, tell me, do you like these videos with the stupid commentary in the background, or you want me just to shut the fuck up and show you this fucking city? Anyhow, the only thing I could say is that I'm just a random Bolivian in a fucked up world. Fucking love my country.